Let's talk about selling on Etsy. Can you do it? Can you sell your hobby items? The answer is yes. And I have been selling on Etsy for over 6 years. And I have done my business in China and in the United States. So let me tell you two key items that you must know. The two items are, number one is you must sell the hot selling items on Etsy. That makes it a lot easier. The second, I'm going to tell you a magic number that a new seller has to hit before your first sale. All right. I'm also going to have a bonus point about advertising. What sells well on Etsy? I can give you the top 4 stores. Number 1 store sells jewelry. Number 2 store sells a digital planner. They sold about 2 million items over about 10 years. I would never buy it myself, but I think it's a hot selling item. Number 3 is a store that sells party gifts, like when somebody goes to a wedding and they have presents, gifts, and that's one of the stores. They sold about 2 million items. The number 4 is also related to gold jewelry. It's actually a store in Turkey that wholesales jewelry items. So number one thing in Etsy is you must sell what sells on Etsy. If you completely do something different, like children's toy or handmade handkerchiefs, yes, they could, but it would never become a big item. So if you like to have a hobby, fine. Now, the second item I'm going to talk about today is how do you get your first sale? A lot of people ask, oh, how come I haven't got my first sales yet? There is a key. The key is 100 clicks give you 1 sale. Now, when you go to Etsy as a buyer, you're presented with a lot of thumbnails, a lot of pictures. Each one of the thumbnails is called an impression. If somebody just have the impression and they don't stop at the impression, they don't click it, or they don't tap it, then that's not a click. That's just impression. From impression to click, the conversion ratio is about 20 to 1, 100 to 1. So if you have 100 impressions, you might have 1 click. Out of 100 clicks, you might have 1 sale. So the key to make your first sale is to get to 100 times 100. That's 10,000 impressions. 10,000 impressions. Whether somebody search for an item like handkerchiefs, or somebody just randomly browse and Etsy shows them the image, that's impression. So 100 clicks will always give you 1 sale. Here, let me show you my marketing page, right? So I have 3 items that I'm paying advertising for. Now, if nobody clicks, you don't pay. So it asks you to set a budget, but it doesn't mean that you have to spend that much money every day. It's not like Amazon. So that's a good thing about Etsy. You see, my first item have about 30, 50 clicks, and I don't have a sale from that item. So how do I increase the impression? That is a key. So let's talk about the third item. The third item is called Etsy Ads. Etsy Ads is unique. When you pay for Etsy Ads, your item can only be shown once. So you cannot say, oh, I'm a millionaire. I pay $1 million and the entire page is all my product. You cannot do that. So Etsy is democratic in that sense. So the more money that you agrees to pay, I think Etsy give more impressions. But overall, only 1 item will be shown on every page. So one of the things that you can increase the impression is to set up several parallel products and pay for advertising on every one of them. So your store would overall have more presence on a page. You increase impression of a store, not the impression of an item. The Etsy ads does work, but your item also has to be something that people likes to buy, and the thumbnail has to be good. People dig good thumbnails, curious thumbnails, good-looking thumbnails, bright thumbnails. People are visual, right? So your thumbnail has to be good. You better be in a good item category, and you pay a little bit of advertising to get started, and then the rest is just sailing on and try to control the cost, try to make as much profit as possible. Don't pick an item that is very expensive to ship, because shipping is going to eat up about 30 to 40% of your item's revenue. That's why a lot of things that you see that do good business are the ones that sells very light items, right? A jewelry, uh, you know, some kind of planner. It's a digital product. It has no weight. So those items have better profit margin. If you don't do this, then you can sell. You have revenue, but you're not going to have profit.